I want to talk to you, Michelle, for many reasons. But one of them is we were in contact for years before you started to do this. I'd be going about my day and a little email would pop up from Michelle Morrow and she'd be like, I'm thinking about doing this training. I'm thinking about Circle. And it never quite, there was something within you that was stopping you. And I'm wondering, tell me a bit about that experience and what changed and made you think, right, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, I've always had a yearning, I think, to be like really connect with people at a deep level. My background, as you know, is in social work and yoga and all that sort of stuff that overlaps with Circle, I think. And then I did go through a phase of losing my confidence when I closed my yoga studio down in the pandemic. So it wasn't my choice really, but I thought, oh, well, this will give me a choice to do something different as well. So I closed it down because I had to. And then I kept contacting Gemma and thinking, oh, I'd love to run a circle. It's just, I'm yearning, I'm really feeling it in my bones and everything. But I just kind of felt, oh, I'm obviously knocking on a bit, an elder. And then I became ill as well. I really, well, in the pandemic, I disconnected with lots and lots of people for the first time in my life, really, because I've always been a person that does love connecting. And then I think when I contacted you properly to say, right, I'm ready, I think it was life is just so short as the pandemic, changed lots of us. And I felt that I really, really had this yearning to reconnect and connect with people and to share years of what I've been sort of learning myself with life and things, and then just being a listener for them to share at a really deep raw level. And yeah, once I've spoken to you, I just felt at ease and just thought, right, go for it. Really go for it. But even early days, I was scared to join the open evening like everybody is here tonight. And then when Gemma said, did I want to talk? I thought, yeah, go for it. I say yes to everything now. So yeah, I've grown in confidence. And it's amazing what it does for you. The training is priceless. It's just so invaluable for yourself to start with. And then obviously to spread, the word to other people and to do the real stuff. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I can't believe that not that long ago you were scared to even come on a call and sit in a room like this in the open evening, and now you are on the Zoom stage. Stage, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's incredible that you've been on that journey of confidence. And what was it about the process, do you think, that unlocked that within you?
I think the process was, well, a lot to do with you, if I'm really honest, Gemma, because you really allowed me to be me, and you allowed, when my emotions arose, it was actually, I was worried about crying or, whatever. And you just made me feel so much at ease. It was just going to a deeper level, showing your feelings, turning up scared, turning up sweaty palms. It just does not matter, because the thing is, you've turned up, and then you develop and you grow bit by bit, step by step. And I think it's that, yeah, it's actually okay to cry, and you share, you're so open yourself. So then it gave me confidence to just, yeah, always turn up and to be myself, and no one judges. It's just one of the best trainings I've, honest, that's why I'm here tonight, because it really is. I've done so much training I'm like a workshop holic, but this has been the most profound, and I'm still having knock-on effects of it and changes, and met lots of new people, some wonderful friends from the actual course. But then since I've started my circles, I'm meeting other women, so it's all new, and it's all, I can turn up now and I'm just not nervous at all tonight. Whereas, honestly, at the beginning of it, I was like, yeah, bright red, sweaty palms. So thank you, Gemma, honestly.
I think it's incredible that you've been on that journey, because it takes, my job is to hold the space, but your job is to courageously show up, be willing, keep coming back, which you did. And I think that thing that you said about the sort of permission giving space within the training space, that feels really important as part of the training, because of course, when we go on to hold circles, so many people are bringing so many things to our spaces. And part of our facilitation practice is to be so comfortable with all of it that that is genuinely welcome. And I wrote about this today, but I was trying at the weekend, I was trying to think about, like, what is it about circle facilitation that's different to some other modalities of holding space? And the best way that I can describe it at the moment is that with circle facilitation, you're not trying to move anyone towards any sort of particular outcome, and you actually don't know where the space is going at all. You don't know what inner experience your circle attendees are having. You don't know what they're going to say, how they're going to feel. There's so much unknown. And the best thing that you can do as a circle facilitator is to be like an oak tree. So to have been on a journey yourself, where you can get to the point where you've got such deep roots and such a deep sense of groundedness and connectedness that, you know, we've all been in the presence of an oak tree, and it just feels stable and steady and strong. It doesn't say anything. And that's part of our practice, is embodying that, and being, when you embody that and when you can connect to that stillness and that certainty, there's space for everyone else to have the emotional experience that they're having. And it sounds like that's a little bit of what you experienced, Michelle. And I imagine what you're now bringing into your circles when you hold space for others.
Yes, I think just sitting in circle. At first, I did over-organise and think, well, it'll never be good enough and all this kind of thing. And then over the months, I do just turn up, sit in there and let everybody settle. And I think obviously the beginning and the middle and the end is really helpful to have the meditations and the poetry. I think that's another new area that I've developed, just the way I use words and the poetry that you introduced me. I've always had a passion for poetry, but it was at a much deeper level. And so I think you don't need to even over-organise. You need to turn up, feel really grounded, and set yourself up for a few minutes before anybody turns up. For me, because I do not online, I'm just doing live ones in real persons. So yeah, it's just amazing what evolves. And if there's a quietness, it's great, because that's just as precious as opening and telling your story. So everybody seems to feel quite comfortable. It doesn't mean we don't have, you know, odd moments where there might be something that comes up, but then if I breathe or just connect to the heart center, which I do quite often, and like you did, Gemma, and it just literally grounds me straight away. And it's helped me in other walks of life. You know, if I have to turn up for a dentist appointment or anything, I'm doing this kind of grounding, and I'm kind of zoned in focusing inwards. So it really does have a knock-on effect, I'd say, as well, to life just being much richer and fuller. And yeah, I just feel so much more content within myself, and then hopefully other people can see that.
And how often are you holding circles?
I run two monthly, and I run them both at the end of the month, so on different days. I thought I'd probably run them daytime, but in fact we run them in the evening, because that suits most people. And there's something about an evening, it's just very cozy, and people are tired, but they turn up. And just, yeah, it seems to flow really well. I have run one or two outside in amongst the trees, and we had a big cad-eye fire just burning, and that was really, really nice. And I got everybody some herbal drinks. We always have herbal drinks. But one thing I would like to share is, it's quite funny when I look back. I said to Gemma, "Oh, Gemma, when I start my circle, do you think I could start, you know, doing some dancing or some yoga so that we can kind of have something else, not just the circle?" And inwardly, I knew it was just because to sit still in circle for a couple of hours there, I thought, gosh, you know, how could I do that? I'll have to have a let out to kind of continue with doing some movements, you know, mindful movements or something, which is a good idea maybe in the near future. But I stuck with what Gemma suggested, which was just stick with the sitting. And honestly, I'm so grateful you said that, because I may have like gone off on a tangent with my yoga, but I just sit and it's just, I don't want to do any of the other stuff now. It's just magical what people come up with. And, you know, we do have tears, we do have laughter, we have, you know, really giggles. And we kind of see that most people are in similar situations. You know, you feel it yourself, they feel it. So it's just, it just flows, you know, it's, yeah, I've found it just flows.
And you've really embraced the sort of essence of what we share when we do this training as a group, which is a commitment, which is very hard, to holding very simple spaces, because that's where profundity and the real depth emerges. And so many people have experiences where, like Michelle, where they come and say, oh, what about a bit of, like, you know, at the beginning I do a bit of this and I do a bit of that, and then we get our journals, then we do some dancing and some cacao, and actually we learn what I try to teach you is the fundamental foundations of circle that are so stripped back that it's incredibly simple but incredibly potent. And of course, over time, if you want to evolve it and add things in, you can, but start off with things that are really, really simple. I love that you're out there doing it, Michelle, and well done for doing it twice a month, because that is really it takes a lot to gather a group, and you're doing fantastically. There was just one more thing that came to me that I wanted to ask you about. When you were talking at the beginning, you said one of the things that shifted you into thinking, I'll do this, is, to use your words, I'm getting on a bit, I'm an elder. And I think one of the things that's really beautiful within the groups that tend to form is we have a whole spectrum of age ranges. The youngest person in Michelle's training was 22, and then we had all the way up to 70. And within that training group, there was a community of you that formed an elders circle, wasn't there? I wasn't there because I'm not yet an elder. Were you part of the elders circle, Michelle?
I am still part of it, yeah.
Are you all still going?
Yeah. We still have, we meet on a Monday, not every single Monday, but almost. You know, lots of Mondays we've met and we just do a circle. And yeah, we'll probably will meet up, and there's retreats going on and things. So it's just opened up a whole new, yeah, friendship group that will continue.
It's beautiful. And it was so nice, because I think that one of the things I've seen, it was someone in the group said, I'm in my elder years, I'd like to connect to the other women in the group who are in their elder years, can we set something up? And so I connected them, I stepped back, and they've taken it on as this regular commitment. And this is one example of something that I've seen people do over the 5 years that the groups have been going through, which is they meet, they connect, and then circle takes on a whole new lease of life for them. People have run little retreats from the training by themselves, and I know often people talk about community and connection as being something that you get, but really you get that here in spades. And I love that you're all still going. I felt a bit jealous that I wasn't part of it. When I'm an elder, I'll be there.
It's like a support group, really, because we can say what we like to each other. And I've got lovely friends around that have, you know, established friends for like 20 years or whatever. But with the group, it's just a really new experience of depth, real depth. We can say literally anything at all. You know, we could be there on a Monday morning with our cups of teas, and we may be fed up, or we may be really happy, or it just is a very lovely flow to it, you know, the way we can open up and just be ourselves, because it's so difficult trying to be yourselves. A lot of people struggle and don't want to do that. So to be with like-minded people as well, it's really good. And I think the background of, I was scared thinking, oh, am I good enough, and this, and some of the backgrounds are really quite amazing, but everyone I've met, honestly, everyone is so unassuming and so just themselves. There's been no, you know, there's no unpleasant comments or anything at all, nothing, just real fully feel held, unsupported. Yeah,